project scheme in Ops. I've started by creating my team project and duplicated the project brief step 1 from the organizers here into my project. So here's step 1, it's the same project right here. And then I duplicated that and created a step 2 resolving the design. I'm going to save the step 1 for reference and jump right to step 2 and start editing. Opening up the site plan, I see 9 buildings that are required from the project brief, and I hit the edit mode because now I own this scheme, therefore I can edit it. So I'm moving them onto the site. You can be as precise or as rough as you like. Move them as a group if you'd like. Shift click selects multiple buildings. Drag. Rotate. The R is a rotate, so you can rotate the buildings. Continue to move them. So here's my first rough scheme inside Ops. It can be as rough or as precise as I'd like. And I might decide to do several things here. I might decide to go and look in more detail at any of the buildings, which is part of another lesson. Or I might decide there's a missing building. I could say add an empty building. If I can justify it for the project, you can add a new building here and give it a building name called Recreation Building. Give it a size and number of floors. This is an optional method of, rather than importing through Excel, you can actually create a building directly inside Ops like this, which would be a 2-story floor slab. Very simple building, massing building. The main thing is that it gets into the mixture, so you remember that you want to put a recreation building right there. So with that, I've completed duplicating a scheme, creating my own version of the scheme. I'm going to go back to the project list. This is my own scheme that is not shared with anybody else yet. I can tell that by these faces right here, which are dimmed. So if I go to I want to share the step 2, I click on the face icon to the right and click share. There's several options for sharing. I'm going to just decide right now it's not being shared, so I'm going to share it as a teamwork scheme, which allows other people to actually log in and edit the scheme on my team. And I also might decide to share it to the BIMstorm London web services, which allows the judges to see and the public to see what I'm doing, but not edit my scheme there. So they'll be able to view it. If you do not publish it here, your work will not be noticed by the judges. So this is very critical that you actually start sharing this as soon as and often as possible. So by sharing it, now others can view it, and I can continue to edit, and the edits I'm making will be visible to everybody else that's watching what's going on from the scheme. So if I go in here and continue to move buildings around, it will become immediately visible to others that are watching the scheme. So I grab the building again and move this building over here, and somebody else could see it online and maybe make a comment that this is too close to the waterfront or there's some conflict there. And that's the idea about BIMstorm, is to be able to collaborate real time through the internet with people around the world.